1-800-445-9200.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast on CRN Digital Talk Radio, the weekend edition with the one and only Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much, Michael. Welcome back to the show. I am going into a third segment. My cappuccinos are kicking in.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're kicking in, and I'm really raring to go here. I've got so much information I want to give to you folks. You know something? You know, we're talking about going to the movies and everything. You know, as a kid, two of my all-time movies, and they've remained as such as I've gotten older in life, are Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Love that film. That was a good one.
Exactly right. And Invaders from Mars. Remember that one? Remember
Invaders from Mars? Another. Was that Robbie Robot with on that one? Was that no?
No. We can put him in there for if you want, but
that could be third. But I like the body snatchers. They go la, 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 la. If you're not a body snatcher, they can tell that you've got the pod person takes you over, right? Yeah,
and so the invasion. The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Kevin McCarthy.
Yes.
It's in the 50s, 54, 55, somewhere's right around in there, 56. But it's right in the mid-60s, right in the mid-50s. I was about 10, 12 years of age. And what was interesting about the two movies is that the reason they hold up is because it has to do with the human soul, and it has to do with losing our identity, and the body snatchers, the pods that are
the seed pods,
the seed pods that show up, and as soon as you go to sleep,
they take you.
Whoever you are, your entire essence of who you are, your spirit and your soul, is absorbed into these other look-alike bodies.
That's it.
That look like you, but they're not you because they're mutated and they're like you're a zombie-like.
They remember some of your stuff, but they're not you.
Yeah, but they're not you. It's
and
clearly not you.
they can tell if you're not one of them, then they go and do that kind of thing and point at you, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not unlike what you do sometimes in the back of the airplane.
I can tell when somebody's not taking a drink on when I push the beverage cart down. It gets me upset.
Exactly. So, and so that was the Body Snatchers, and then there's the movie Invaders from Mars, where a young boy, 10, 12-year-old boy, is awakened by a flash of light. He runs to the window, looks out, and sees a flying saucer land in the field outside his window. And so he goes out there the next morning and looks around, doesn't see anything, sees a burn mark on the deal, and then he tries to tell his parents, he tries to tell people, and finally they believe him. They go out there and they realize that there's invaders from Mars who have come here to take our soul, to make zombies out of us. And what happens is the boy realizes that his parents aren't acting correctly, and on the back of their neck there's a little crisscross scar. And he knows that the invaders from Mars have gotten to the parents, so the parents can't be trusted.
There you go.
And what happened is the boy, the child, is left all alone in the world, realizing mother and dad aren't mother and dad. And so it was a very spooky story then, and it really holds up now because now we know those people are liberals. And thank you.
You're welcome.
And so what happens is that that is actually what has happened in the culture. Is we have been children, the young people in this culture, the last 30 years, 40 years, 35, 40 years, have been left unattended by the parents, and they've been left to the wolves to be taught and to be re-educated and not given the standards and the morals and the decency of the culture, being taught about the greatness of the culture, giving security to the kids so they grow up and realize how to think for themselves and not be a politician. They
drink the Kool-Aid. They just become the same sort of. They think this is the mindset.
And so what you have now is, after all of this is said and done in the culture, you've got 40 years of the last 40 years of people who have no idea what the Constitution is. They're not being taught the Constitution. They know what the founding fathers are. My favorite show is Jay Leno's Jaywalking, where he asks people, he says, "Who's George Washington?" He says, "That's the guy that works at the car wash down the street." You know? They don't have any idea at all what their history is. And once that has been saturated, media knows it, advertising knows it, and so does politicians. And Republicans do the same thing. They kind of manipulate and tell half-truths too. They're as culpable and as guilty of this offense as anybody is. However, it's the party of the left that believes in taking away your liberty and your freedom, and they're doing it. And they're doing it by the way of a cooperation between the mainstream media and the left. And the Republicans are just stupid and incompetent. That's all they are, you know. So what you try to get out of all this is to try to make sense out of it, and in doing so, you're able to think for yourself and stop behaving politically and thinking politically, and moving forward and solving problems. So we have more problems to solve here. We're halfway through, folks. Don't go away.
Nancy Pelosi's been taken over by those seed pods. You see how big those eyes of her are? They've really been taken over.